First, it's really important to understand that everything is energy. Okay. So, what I'm really talking about here is you beginning to take care of your frequency or you beginning to take care of your identity. And as you take care of your frequency, the universe begins to take care of the form. And you actually have the ability to quantum leap or to transcend your current experience of reality to your most desired timeline. Okay. And this is simply done by who you're choosing to be now, who you're choosing to show up as, that creates the ability to literally completely transform your experience with reality. Welcome back to the Shadow Priestess Embodied. I'm your host, Kaylin Rakowski, and thank you for joining me today for another deep dive and exploration into your inner world, into your body, the shadow realms, where we will begin to explore some of these esoteric principles and really begin to drop them down into modern day application and embodiment. This is a sacred place where you can begin to truly meet yourself, meet your medicine, and to meet your magic. This is a place of remembrance. Take a deep breath and let's begin. Welcome back, you guys, for another episode of the Shadow Priestess Embodied. I am so honored to have you all back here today. And what I really want to discuss today is this idea of being able to shapeshift or transcend our current reality through identity. And I think this is a conversation that is going to really open the doors for so many of you who feel like you've been doing all the things and nothing really seems to be shifting on the external in the physical. So get ready, let's dive in, and I hope you guys enjoy this one. So I want to tell you guys all a little secret today. So many of us truly don't even want the thing, okay? Whether that be the job, the relationship, the money, the status, okay, like whatever that is for you, we truly want how we believe that thing is going to make us feel, what it will mean about us, or what we think it's going to create in our lives. I'll take a bet and say most of you on some level are desiring more. Maybe that's more clients, more money, more opportunities, etc. But whatever that more looks like for you. But the real question to ask yourself is why? Why do you want more? What does that more really create? Why more? I see so many of us living this win or lose reality that you literally will resist reality. You resist what is. You resist your life, believing it should be like that, believing it should be more. And we literally create suffering. And until we get the thing or we have blank, we believe on some level that we're failing, feeling like we're not enough, feeling like we've reached this benchmark that we set out for ourselves and we got the thing, we got the money, we got the husband, and it didn't feel the way that we thought it was going to make us feel. We still wanted more. So I want to present you guys today with this new lens or an invitation of, instead of waiting to get to an end goal or a certain result, that we truly just decided to fall in love with the journey, to fall in love with the unfolding, with who we're becoming day to day, and just allowing ourselves to be fully present in our lives, to enjoy every step along the way, because it is our ability to be where God has placed us right here, right now, and to meet that and to receive that, that actually creates the opportunity for you to become a magnet for everything you desire. That you don't have to wait till you reach a certain goal or have a certain experience, that you literally can make a decision to fall in love with the journey, to fall in love with your life, and literally to experience more now. And all it takes is your decision to do so. First, it's really important to understand that Everything is energy. Okay. So, what I'm really talking about here is you beginning to take care of your frequency, or you beginning to take care of your identity. And as you take care of your frequency, the universe begins to take care of the form. And you actually have the ability to quantum leap or to transcend your current experience of reality to your most desired timeline. Okay. And this is simply done by who you're choosing to be now, who you're choosing to show up as, that creates the ability to literally completely transform your experience with reality. So, I guess where I want to start is just by really bringing the awareness that the life that you desire starts with you. And let me tell you what I mean by this, okay? Your reality is shaped through your awareness, who you believe yourself to be. Have you ever heard those sayings like old keys won't open new doors? And I know this may sound a little cliche, but this is so important to remember when desiring to evolve and expand. It starts with self, it starts with you. And it's who you are choosing to be in every experience, relationship, circumstance. You will always go first. Okay. And the loophole or block that I see so many of us getting stuck in is waiting for things to shift externally before we can become or experience blank, right? So, whatever that looks like for you, maybe it's joy, maybe it's fulfillment, maybe it's purpose, maybe it's freedom. But it's like we create and add the separation between ourselves and our desires, believing that it's something outside of ourselves to go get or obtain. Okay. And whenever you create this othering or separation, you are literally telling yourself, I am not it, which will continue to push what you want further and further away, just adding more resistance and more separations between you and what you truly desire to experience. So, the problem with this paradigm is a couple things. One, you're not becoming an energetic match for what you're trying to be, like bring in, right? Like you have not become that version of self. And you have to realize that everything in your reality is a past manifestation or a past desire. So if you are desiring something new, something different, it's going to take a different version of self. And one of the most important things I want you to take away from today is that each level of your expansion will require a different version of self. So essentially, what I see is that one, it never comes in. Or two, what happens, what I see in my clients is, they get the thing, it does happen, the manifestation comes in, and you do not have the capacity to sustain or hold it. So it comes in and you lose it just as fast. So, how do we come ready for our manifestations or desires? How do we begin to create space and expand our capacity? And I want you to just close your eyes for a minute. Picture your dream life. What are you experiencing? How are you feeling? How are you starting your day? What does your work home life look like? Okay. Going deeper, what are you choosing? What got you here? How does this feel in my body? What emotions are present? What did you have to think or believe about yourself to get here? But most importantly, who did you become? What did having this certain result or goal actually create in your life? And I want you to truly try to feel this, name this, and ask yourself, how? How can you begin experiencing that feeling today? Where in your life may you already be experiencing it, but are so hyper focused on all the things that you feel like are missing, or you feel like you need, or you feel like that's not there, that you're not receiving, that you actually are blocking it or unable to receive it? And looking at where in my life may I be already presented with an opportunity or an obstacle to deeper lean in and embody this. Okay. And the question to ask yourself always is, what am I choosing? Are you moving and choosing from a place of, this is who I am, this is my identity? Or are you moving from a past version of self or past experiences? So I think it's really important to acknowledge that true change and transformation inspires within. It is by becoming this version of yourself through and through before you ever have evidence or confirmation. And I think for many of us, like, this is the hardest part: moving, trusting, believing, holding the faith when everything in your external reality is mirroring or reflecting back something different. But remember, like I said, your current reality is a representation of your past manifestations. So, how can you begin to act as if it is already done? How do you shift who you are being and approaching life? How are you showing up? How are you perceiving a situation? It takes a level of self trust, surrender, and devotion. And I really prefer to use the word devotion over discipline because to me, they're very different energies. They're coming from two very different places. Discipline to me feels like an energy that you have to do something or you're trying to get blank, where devotion to me is coming from choice, that I get to do this, that I want to do this, I desire this, right? It's coming from this place of pure expression, passion, love. So, how can you devote yourself to your life and to your desires? So, in our reality, you guys, you have to understand that things happen on an identity level or a spiritual level before they ever happen in the physical or externally. So, know that each level of your expansion will require a different version of self. Each level of your expansion will require a different version of self. And this is why it's so important to begin stepping into this version of self now, into a new experience with your life. It's kind of the way that you tell the universe, hey, I'm all in, I'm ready, use me, let's go, let's do this. Okay. And the true key to unlocking success or fulfillment or joy in your life is really as simple as being yourself, being all of you, which sounds so simple, but it doesn't mean that it isn't profound. And I know that what I'm about to share may go against some of the previous teachings or beliefs that you have about business, about yourself. So I'm asking you to just approach this with an open mind and an open heart. Okay. So, where I want to go next is really talking about identity and why this matters and why you shifting your identity and becoming more of yourself is so, so important. Okay. True success is 15% of what you do and 85% of who you be. Okay. Let that sink in for a minute. 15% of your success is what you do, and the other 85% is who you are being. You are always, always your greatest asset. And this is why so many of you feel like you're doing all the things and nothing seems to shift or to change. It is because you're doing all the things, but you have not shifted who you are being. It's not about what you have to do, but who do you have to be? Who are you being while doing the doing? Right? Like, what is the definition of insanity, you guys? It's doing the same things over and over and over again and expecting to get a different result. So, what I'm inviting you into now is the state of radical responsibility, where you step into your power as a creator and you just begin to take ownership over your life and over yourself. Instead of shifting your focus or energy on what you have to do, I'm inviting you today to explore, who do I need to be or to become? How can you begin allowing more of your unique essence or expression to come online, knowing that your aligned abundance, success, freedom, fulfillment is a direct correlation of how much of yourself you allow yourself to be. Okay. And what I see happening is that so many of us are walking around operating out of these borrowed identities or out of a conditioned version of self, which will only take you so far because truthfully, you manifest from your authentic expression, from your essence. And the truth of the matter is, you can't fake frequency. You just can't do it, you guys. You can't fake frequency. It's like putting perfume on shit, okay? You can't fake frequency. So it's not about trying on these different strategies or carbon copying somebody else's blueprint to success. It is about unlocking your own roadmap, which can only be done when you fully allow yourself to be an expression of all of you, who you really are, okay? Every single person on this planet, okay, carries a unique frequency. Okay, they have this unique essence. You are literally one of one. And when you are one of one, there is absolutely no competition. Okay, how many of you currently struggle with constantly comparing yourselves to others, or finding yourself trying to copy or be like someone else, believing that this will create the success in your reality? Like I'm also guilty of this. I'm not trying to shame anyone. We are so heavily programmed as a society to constantly be comparing ourselves or believing everyone is our competition. But what if instead of trying to be like someone else or do business like them, you just began to honor what makes you unique? How do you express and embody your own uniqueness, that unique flavor, that gifting that only you can bring? Because that is literally the sweet spot to your success, to your fulfillment, to your joy. Okay. Why you're so busy sizing yourself up, trying to be like someone else, you are literally missing what makes you the most powerful, the most potent, and that is your authenticity. That is your expression. And when you begin to lead with this, you literally begin to open up all the channels, opportunities, relationships, abundance that can only come to you when you are being true to who you are, when you are in alignment with your authentic expression. Remember, no one can be you, okay? No one can be you. And have you ever heard the saying, you can copy the recipe, but you can't duplicate the sauce? So I don't know if you guys have heard that. I love this saying, but this is exactly what I'm speaking to, and why so many of you feel like you're staying the same or you keep meeting resistance along your path. I could literally write down everything I did to create success and hand it over to you, and you would run with it and not experience the same results. And this is why embodying your own essence, uniqueness, genius, identity is so crucial to you stepping into a life beyond what you could believe is possible. Your authenticity, you guys, is like literally your superpower. Okay. What the real question to begin asking yourselves is, how do I become more of myself? How do I move in alignment? And this starts by you bringing all of you to your life. And truthfully, this may sting a little bit. You are the only one standing in your way. No one likes to hear this, but it's true. And I can confidently say this because I have worked with so many individuals and myself, and it always comes back to, what are we choosing? What am I choosing? Right? So many of us just give our power away to external circumstances, our conditioning, our upbringing. And when we do this, we're operating from limitations. And whenever we're operating from limitation, we'll always create more opportunities for lack, and we'll just add resistance along our path. Okay. And I'm not saying that this is easy, because as you evolve, you will be faced with and come up against hard edges of who you believe yourself to be or what you believe is possible. And you'll be invited into this beautiful space of expansion, which Like I said, not the easiest and not always going to be the thing that feels the best or the most comfortable. I mean, fuck you guys. Sometimes it's like baptizing a cat, but the discomfort is in the liminality, but it's in this liminality, it's in this mystery, it's in the uncertainty that holds the exact experiences that will open the doors for everything that you desire. Okay. And I want you to think about like, how comfortable can I get being uncomfortable? Doing the things, pushing myself outside of my comfort zone, allowing myself to do the things that absolutely terrify me, because through the portal of everything that you resist is the doorway into everything that you desire. And I'm sure that you may be thinking, well, I'm comfortable, or Kaylin, I like my life and I just want to keep it the same. Any of you listening to this feeling this way? Now, listen, again, no shame, but nothing in reality ever stays the same. Literally nothing. This whole idea of staying the same is an absolute illusion. Pew, right? And this is literally a law of the universe. You are either expanding and evolving, or you are shrinking and destroying. So, where are you invited to stretch, expand, evolve, but are literally saying no to your desires because you're so afraid of change, to let go, to be uncomfortable? Can any of you relate to this feeling? Okay. And what I know and believe to be true is that almost everything that you desire comes through you leaning into your discomforts, where you step into this perceived or very tangible risk portal. And it's your ability to stretch yourself outside of your current comfort zone or your perceived safety and lean into the uncertainty, this beautiful liminality of limitless possibilities. Okay. This is literally where you meet your potentiality. It is in the unknown, it is in the uncertain. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that as you begin to, like step out of your box or out of your comfort zone, that you're not going to have moments of fear or uncertainty. But I want you to understand that the fear and the uncertainty that you are feeling is completely normal. Like, this is the voice of the ego. It has three jobs: to keep you safe, to keep you the same, and to keep you from experiencing the pain from the past. This voice always gets the loudest when you are about to step into a new experience or up level your life in any capacity. Okay. And it literally begins sending signals to the mind, the body, that like, oh my God, this isn't safe. This isn't safe. But no, anything that is unknown or unfamiliar to the ego is always going to be perceived as a threat. Okay. But even when you have these sensations, these thoughts, I want you to understand that it doesn't mean it isn't in alignment or it isn't right for you. This is literally just showing you where you have, you know, an aspect of your current identity or your nervous system that needs support. It needs evidence. It needs help leaning into this. Okay. So I want you to start taking these fears, these discomforts, as signposts that this is an area that it's time to lean into. It's about changing your relationship with your fears and this feeling of uncertainty and discomfort, right? So instead, like I said, of taking these as signs to stop, to retract, to freeze, I want you to take these as invitations, as areas of where your current identity, nervous system, again, like needs the support. It needs evidence. This is the area where we actually lean in, where we explore, knowing that as you lean in, you're building trust within yourself and unlocking different aspects of you. You allow for more of this unique expression to come online and to be expressed. Okay. It is your ability to be uncomfortable, to be uncertain, that holds the portals into who you truly are, into everything you desire. Okay. And gosh, you guys, many times, whatever it is that you want, it's not going to come to you on a shiny platter like, here you go. right? Like it doesn't happen that way. It manifests as opportunities or obstacles where you are presented with an opportunity or a choice to lean in and experience that, to be that version of self, an opportunity for you to actually choose and to act as what you really desire or what you're desiring to call in. Remember, like what I said at the beginning of this episode is that you will always go first. So instead of looking at these as setbacks or obstacles or challenges or that you're failing, it's like, how do we look at this as an opportunity for our becoming? And as I see it, there comes a point in time when these certain identities, ways of being, how you've been showing up or operating actually then become prison bars, or they create boxes that you're currently operating in. They begin to act as a limitation, right? Or a contraction. And the prison box that you are so attached to operating in then becomes the room that you suffocate in. Okay, I'm going to say that again. The prison box that you're so attached to operating in then becomes the room that you suffocate in. Okay. So you are literally holding on so tightly or attached to who you believed yourself to be that you do not create the space for who you're becoming. And I'm not talking about becoming someone different. Okay. Like, please, please, please know that. I am talking about dropping all the ways that you're operating in, all the ways that you've been conditioned, programmed that were never really yours to begin with, to meet more of yourself. Okay. And I want you to think about your day for a minute. Like, where in your life are you operating out of things that you believe you should do or that you have to do? Where are you currently pushing, forcing, hustling, trying to control things to make them happen? And I want you to understand that, like, these are key indicators where you are operating out of alignment. Same as, where are you operating out of this people pleaser, this good girl, trying to be liked, trying to be accepted, right? These are all showing you where you have created these boxes or prison bars around your true expression, where you're operating in ways that truly are not in alignment with your soul or your soul mission. And it's these exact behaviors that are keeping you from your highest potential, power, pleasure. So it's like, what are you willing to let go of if you knew everything that you desired was on the other side? What are you willing to offer to the universe to make space for your desires? What would you allow yourself to experience, to do, to be, to become if you trusted yourself completely and you knew that your success was inevitable? One of the biggest pieces of advice, or if this is the only thing you take away today, is knowing that there are literally no rules. I would have saved myself so much time, so much suffering, and so much resistance if I had embodied this core belief as I started my journey. The work comes in finding all of the blind spots or ways of being, behaviors, the things that you're unconscious to that literally are not in alignment with this new identity or with this new experience of reality that you're desiring to call in. Okay. The beauty in this is that in any moment, you guys, you always have a choice. Like, all day long, we are presented with choices to choose something different, to experience something different, to be something different, to step into a new reality. And it simply takes your decision to do so. So I want to just reflect, leave you guys with some reflection and just ask, like, after listening to this today, what are you deciding? What is it today that you get to begin choosing? What today are you devoting yourself to be and to become? I want you to really understand that life isn't about the destination. It's about the journey. How you can begin playing this game that you truly never lose. One where you just get to begin bringing all of you to your life and to just fall in love with the journey and the unfolding, to meet life where it's at while holding on to this grander vision or desire deep within your heart. you holding on to this and letting this be your guide, letting this be your flame to step into a life beyond the status quo, beyond what you believe is possible, and into a life beyond your wildest dreams. The true secret to success or to creating fulfillment in your life is really as simple as being true to all of yourself, bringing all of you to your life. And as you begin to lean into this and to embody this, you step into a realm of limitless possibilities where the sky truly isn't even the limit for you. I hope you enjoy. If this is an episode that has left you wanting more and you are really ready to deep dive into your own shadows, into your identity work, into your uniqueness, your otherness, then let me just tell you that identity work, deep transformation is my absolute domain and my favorite place to guide and work with my clients through. And if you are ready to really be devoted to yourself and see what can happen when you really unlock that next level of self-expression, then I do have a few select one-on-one private mentor spaces that have just opened up, as well as my favorite, most delicious group mastermind, Emergence, is reopening the doors this September. If this is something you're interested in, click the link in my bio and I look forward to connecting with you. Thank you so much for joining me today for another juicy episode of Shadow Priestess Embodied. I absolutely love diving in and having these conversations with you all. If this is an episode that you found intriguing, that you found some nuggets in, please share it with a friend and be sure to subscribe and follow me so you can be present for all of the upcoming transmissions, activations, and downloads that I'll be bringing to our community. Have an absolutely magical day, and I'll see you soon.